This is a death sentence for me, sobs Republican woman who voted for DeSantis stripping away her permanent alimony. Ron DeSantis draws outcry from women's groups as he ends permanent alimony in Florida. It's just like, this is what happens when you vote against your own interest. Women all across Florida,
I found a good video of a woman who actually went through a divorce and was granted alimony, and her husband did not commit to it. And she tells her story, but not only does she tell her story, she gives great advice on how to always be prepared. If you choose to get married and have children and become a stay-at-home mom, not make it a second plan, but a priority plan. And she just did so perfect. I'm not even going to add to it. But what I am going to say, this is why I have a problem with men speaking down on women when they're trying to make something of themselves and get their life stable. Because we know that some marriages is just not working out. It's just not lasting. And that could be for any reason. And we know that women are choosing to leave, right? And be married for 8 years, together with my husband for 9. Being someone who made mistakes, so much mistakes before my husband, still make mistakes now, but mistakes that impacted my life, like becoming a baby mama, not once, not twice, but 3 times. What I've learned through being on the goat side, and when I say goat, I mean tough-headed, doing things the way that I want to do things, not listening to nobody, to being on the sheep side, choosing better in life, better partnership, better way of living and things like that. I firmly believe in telling my daughters, be prepared to always be able to take care of yourself. Have your own. And not only that, but I also teach them to be a wife. And I let them know when I'm wrong. Let them know where I need to do better, right? Because we're not perfect. But one thing my husband would say is I know how to serve him, right? Now, the point of letting our daughters know how to take care of themselves, not just financially, right? Take care of themselves as a whole, mentally, spiritually, right? That there's love outside of romance. There's friendship, there's family, right? Because sometimes we can get so caught up on husbands, right? But there's a life outside of our husband, outside of the home, outside of the family. Why is this important? This is important because if anything, God forbid, but if anything, if reality come in and the marriage does not work and there's animosity and hate and regret and frustration between you and that person, why would that person want to continue to take care of you all these years after separation, after they've moved on with their life? You were still holding on to their money. It doesn't really make sense when you really think about it, that you've separated from someone and this person for the rest of your life is going to take care of you. Just think about it. Say, for example, you and your husband separated, but the court expected you as a woman to continue taking care and servicing this man, even though you guys are separated. That is something that counts with the marriage. So if the marriage is no longer intact and standard, why should his finances be committed to you for all these years? Now, understandably, times were different when that law came, and a woman would give up everything to be a stay-at-home mom. And I believe that a woman should get paid. If she chooses to put away everything, career and everything, that man should be able to pay her, give her some form of money to be a stay-at-home mom. And she used that money for savings and investment for herself in case of anything. And I believe a man who is very sure of himself, confident in himself, in being a husband would agree, who truly care for his wife, would never want his wife in a situation, say they separated or God forbid, he goes to be with the Most High God, that she and his kids is taken care of. Even now, when I think about my husband and we are in disagreement and we have our problem, I don't want harm to come to him, right? Even in pain, I might not want to be around him. I might not want him in my same space. But to want his life to go to hell and want him to struggle and want harm for him, if you have that mindset, you truly do not know what loving someone is. Because you got to be able to love someone even if that person is no longer with you, and want best for that person. So I'm going to...
If you are a woman or you know a woman, you need to listen to this video. Because women are making decisions that are destroying their lives. Alimony is a joke. It will never happen. I wish someone had told me that when I was a 19-year-old girl making the decision to give up college and a career, as a 20-year-old girl deciding to get married to a Mormon returned missionary, as a 23-year-old girl deciding to have my first baby with that returned missionary, taking my name off of our new family business so I could be a stay-at-home mom to the 4 bio plus 1 adopted children that we would raise. I do a lot of videos about having a backup plan just in case those relationships fail, but I want to change that. I am throwing that in the garbage. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. You should have a primary plan. You should plan for financial success. There is no backup plan. Have a plan. Let me tell you what I would plan differently instead of relying on, oh, if everything goes south, I'm going to get alimony. By the way, when I divorced in 2018, my husband was making over $200,000 a year. He was court ordered to pay alimony for 6 years. He paid once. The first month after our divorce, he paid alimony and child support. $2,600 a month was our final divorce decree. The next month, he brought me a little $800 check. That's the month I became homeless. Because guess what? I couldn't pay my rent. I'd been a stay-at-home mom for 24 years. I didn't make any money. I didn't have a primary plan and I didn't have a backup plan. So here's where I could have gone different. I should have planned from the beginning to be on my own in life and to support myself financially. I would have finished college. I would have pursued a more lucrative career path than stay-at-home mom. I would have waited until I was 25, 26, 27 to get married after I'd graduated from college and already started in my career so that I could focus on myself and being self-reliant. I would have made decisions about buying homes, buying cars, other investments around single incomes and not our big combined total. I would have had completely separate bank accounts, his, mine, and then ours. And if I had still decided to have kids during those stay-at-home mom years, I would have had him pay me a salary, a minimum of $500 a month, which would have given me $3,000 a year, $15,000 every 5 years, or more if it was financially feasible for us to do so. So that after my divorce, rather than being financially dependent on a man who hated me to pay alimony like he was supposed to, or keep his job, I could have just walked out the door, had my own money, and my life would have gone on. Instead of, if you're not one of my followers and don't know what happened, I was sleeping in my vehicle that he eventually took from me after being evicted from my condo that my name wasn't even on, eating out of food pantries and relying on charity and GoFunds to get back on my feet, because relying on Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy would have been a better idea than alimony. Ladies, create your own damn future. Stop breeding with narcissists. And let's delete this word alimony from our collective vocabulary.
Wait, what? Alimony law? So DeSantis signed a bill for the alimony law? What? You thought because you were a white Republican woman, DeSantis will not come for you?
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill into law, which now essentially does away with what is known as permanent alimony.
Camille Malone, 5-ish, says the recent change to Florida's alimony laws has her wanting to change her allegiance.
Well, I'm really disappointed because I'm a Republican. I voted for Governor DeSantis, and this makes me very sorry that I did.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill that does away with what's known as permanent alimony, A group known as the First Wives Advocacy Group is among those strongly against the new law, saying it puts older women in a situation that will cause financial devastation. Co's in favor of the changes, says permanent alimony forces them to work long past the age they wanted to retire because they had to make those payments. The law also allows ex-spouses to see modifications to alimony agreements when they want to retire.
It doesn't matter if there's a difference in income or you are married for 20 years. If there's no need, there's going to be no alimony.
The statute was also amended to force the court to reduce or end alimony if the person getting alimony is in a supportive relationship, and that does not have to be a marriage.
A lot of people in their heads think, oh, well, I'm not going to marry this person, so I get my alimony still. But that's not the way it works, and that was the way it was forever. The statute just put that in writing.
New law will only line the pockets of lawyers and the already wealthy.
And the rest of us, the older women here in Florida, well, we're just going to be, I don't know, maybe collecting government.
The biggest change in divorce law in my lifetime just happened. In Florida, they have done away with permanent alimony. Now, if you're married for more than 20 years, you will get alimony for 75% of however many years you've been married. So if you've been married for 20 years, you get 15 years worth of alimony. This is a big problem for women in long-term marriages.
In further news of the war on women, DeSantis signs alimony overhaul, meaning no more permanent alimony. Signed by DeSantis on Friday, went into effect yesterday, so you can't even get your no-fault divorce. So women who married early and stayed home and raised the kids and never got a job now have to go out and work when they're in their 60s. DeSantis has just impoverished the older women of Florida. At least 3,000 women are switching to Democrat and campaigning against him all the way. Alimony will be forbidden in marriages that last less than 3 years. And for those who were married 20 years, you only get 15 years of alimony. A 60-year-old woman with serious medical conditions said health insurance will be the first thing to go. This is a death sentence for me. New slogan, never DeSantis.
He asked me to marry him, and I said yes.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to say. I guess congratulations.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know before we told Jake.
Sure. I appreciate it. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, we spent so many years together. It's hard for me to think of you married to somebody else.
Yeah.
Still, I wish you the best, though.
Oh, I know you do. Thank you. Well, bye.
Bye.
Five, 6, 7, 8.
No more alimony. No more alimony.